Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Youngstown State 80 Dynasty. Here, started off on NCAA 06, but we will have another video game for you guys later on in this episode. So this will be a two-sport episode. And let's jump into the month of October, right? So we did end up starting the football season. We started off 2-2, and then we did end up simulating this Eastern Kentucky game. And we got kicked, man. We got definitely kicked while we're down. Eastern Kentucky, they blew us out of the water. We lost 45-3, guys. It was absolutely an ugly game to play at the very least. Definitely a tough one for me to take in, even though Caden Doman did once again have a really nice game. But this month of October is going to be pretty critical. We have 3 of our next 4 games on the road. And if we want to go ahead and try to go about making a bowl game this year, we got to at least go, I'll say 2 for 2 in this stretch. And it starts with this game that we're going to be playing on the football end of things. We are taking on Tennessee State on the road. Now, Tennessee State, they're currently on a 3-game winning streak. And they do have a higher overall than us. A D+ overall team, D offense, D defense. Meanwhile, we're a D- squad with a D offense and a D- defense ourselves. So we're on the road, and we're also, not as talented as Tennessee State right now. But we do have a couple of things going our way. Now, for Tennessee State, they are going to be dealing with a couple of injuries as well as suspensions. We do know that Mike Arnold is going to be out with broken ribs, and he's actually going to be out for the next couple of weeks. Although that is not all. We also see that the starting fullback for Tennessee State, Nick Jolly, is not going to be playing because he broke team rules. So he's suspended for this game as well as their next game as well. We don't have any starters that are hurt or injured, so we'll see if we can take advantage of that. But with that being said, I hope you guys are excited for today's episode. If you are, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you have to be brand new. And with that being said, I will see you guys on the field going on the road to play the Tennessee State Tigers. Let's get it. Alright, man, so our very first road game of this series, we'll see how the squad can handle it, as we're going to go ahead and try to throw with Chris Ty, but we take a massive loss and not where we wanted to be whatsoever, man. Didn't want to see a 3rd and long inside our 10-yard line, but we'll see if we can make something shake here as we drop back the pass of Chris Ty, but we get intercepted. And not only gonna get intercepted, but we gonna get a pick 6, and that's how Tennessee State gets the first points of the game, man. Kind of telegraphed that pass over the middle, and yeah, man, we are definitely getting some hard knocks early on in this series, man. Considering still trying to find our way a little bit at NCAA 06. But we will throw again with Chris Ty, and this time we have an open tight end in Hansbrough. And Hansbrough will make a great catch to get us in Tennessee State side of the field. And Adam Hayden gives us even more space to work with. Now we're on the verge of field goal territory. 3rd and 7. Let's see if we can get into the red zone here. As we drop back with Chris Ty, we're looking. Got L1, but Furman can't make the catch for us, unfortunately. And listen, we're going to go for it here on 4th down. I'm trying to set a tone right now. We'll see if we can make a play happen for Chris Ty. We're looking right. Going to throw towards the end zone, but it's going to be overthrown. And we are going to turn this football over on downs. Not the start that we wanted, but defense been playing okay so far. Did force a 3-and-out on the last drive. As now Winston gets loose. And he is going to score as well. A touchdown for Tennessee State. And oh my goodness, Tennessee State opening things up here early. We're now down 14-0. I mean, it was just a great throw and catch. We just could not get things going our way early. We need some more athletes, man. Like, how are we going to get outrun like this? in by our secondary. Secondary are usually the fastest guys on the team, but apparently not on our squad. And we try again on 3rd and 8. Chris Ty just going to go ahead and run for it, and still haven't figured out how to slide just yet. But one silver lining, though, is that we do have more rushing yards than the Tigers here, at least early on in this one. And speaking of running, let's get this ball off to Adam Hayden. And Hayden gets loose a little bit, at least reaching the second level, as Hayden is already on the verge of 500 yards so far in a year. He's been having a good season, sitting in at 3rd place in the conference. As we try to throw again on 2nd and 13. Looking for the end zone. We got ourselves a man, and we find James in the end zone. Touchdown, Penguins. Let's go, man. Beautiful throw and catch for Chris Ty. Able to just drop it right in the bucket. And we also forced Tennessee State to throw this ball away. And now we got a chance to tie it, except we throw an interception. Oh my goodness. Still need to realize that those out routes in 06 are not like the out routes in 14. That's the second time that we're trying to time it up for the offense, and second time that it didn't work at all. Like the exact opposite of what we wanted. Could have been a little bit slightly thrown behind, but we still turned this football over. And now Tennessee State, they got an opportunity to extend this lead, and we will. At least we got the incompletion, and there was a holding, so we get them to a 3rd and long. Surely we can stop a 3rd and 19. I have hope that we can do something like that. As Barry looking to drop back, he's got a little bit of time, throwing towards the left-hand side, and finds the star running back, Brock Lawrence. And the coverage wasn't even that bad. It was actually solid coverage, but sometimes nothing that we can do with a great throw. We ended up giving up another touchdown, by the way, from that. And it's now 21-7. As now, look, what is this? What is happening right now? We had him bottled up, and Brock Lawrence, man, gets loose again. Now over 600 yards on the season. It's not looking good for us. We need a stand from our defense. Here we go. Barry handed it off to Lawrence again, and Lawrence gets loose once more. One of our defensive backs has to come up and make a tackle. Now another 1st and 10, this time from the 32, as I'm sure they're going to go to Brock Lawrence. He's been feeling it right now. That impact star is online, and now Lawrence takes down Silva. That is our best defender, getting stiff arm into the next century. And how about, instead of one stiff arm, how about a second stiff arm? Lawrence is built different, man. That 88 overall that we saw, you already know, like, that is a very bad man. It is now 28-7, so we're just trying to go into the locker room without any more damage being done, but Lawrence has something else to say about it, man. Finding some space regardless. And my man's going to be gone like a girl in a country song. It's going to be another touchdown for Tennessee State. It's actually, at least at the time, the longest run in NCAA history. That goes for 91 yards. That was a 91-yard run that we just witnessed. Couple of stiff arms here or there, and we made it to halftime, but it's not looking good at the half. We're down 35-7. Let's see if we can play a little bit better in the second half. So here's the hoping that the second half is a little bit better, and we just gotta take a little bit better care of the football, as we're gonna throw on 1st and 10. Chris Ty is gonna launch one, but honestly not a good decision at all. We threw it into double coverage. It ends up being yet another interception, and that was kind of a frustration throw. Nothing really has gone our way all day today. Trying to make a play to maybe get it all back at once, but not really helping the cause. I think we actually just made things worse with that turnover, as now another 35-7 game, as Chris Gentry does go ahead and make the tackle. Those fans wanting to be on TV, they're getting it, as they are certainly excited about this Tennessee State squad. As I'll hand it off to Lawrence again, and got our safety flat-footed, and I mean, Lawrence is just so quick, you know, one-on-one with a safety just usually does not work out very well whatsoever. We give up yet another long touchdown run. And you want to talk about a baptism by fire, man. Like, we are getting it taken to us right now. But still a lot of football left. You know, we can still at least claw into this a little bit. Maybe not necessarily win, and that's not... Oh, no. Oh, baby, no. What are we doing right now? Another turnover. This time, it's Adam Hayden. Puts the football on the ground. And basically on the verge of the red zone here. We'll see if we can at least hold him to a field goal as Lawrence. We do get him for a loss. Okay. Okay, Silva got in there. I like that. That's our middle linebacker. Best defensive player that we got. And now another 3rd and 10. Barry's looking around. He's going to throw this thing towards the end zone and we break it up. Let's go. So at least we forced the field goal there. It's the little things. It really is the little things. But we got to get some points on the board too. As we need our impact quarterback to do something. And we overthrew our target. I know some of the interceptions that we've thrown in this game have been, you know, from bad decisions and all that. But this one was just an overthrow. This was the right read. But we overthrew our man. It leads to another pick. We do at least force Tennessee State to punt the football back over to us, but we got to do a better job with passing the football. We had a guy open, and oh boy, one of our linemen end up getting hurt. This time it's David Reed with the injury. Did something to his like wrist or something. Don't know what he did with it, but hopefully it's not too bad, but we're not going to get the first down. We actually are a yard shy, and we're just going to go ahead and punt this football away. And hopefully we can at least like do a little bit better on defense. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far as we get this ball over to Tennessee State. But Smith gets loose again, and it's going to be another touchdown. We're going to have a 50-burger on us, and it's not looking pretty. I'll see you guys at the end. So, I thought that this was a game that I thought we could win, but that was not the case at all. We lose big again. This time we lose to somebody that I thought was a winnable game. I mean, our overalls were not that much different. We just played a bad game. I mean, that really is like simple. Couldn't really do anything besides the long touchdown pass that Chris Ty had, but again, our big problem here is our turnovers. I mean, look at the turnovers that we had. I mean, Chris Ty, he ended up with 4 interceptions. Apex Florals, he came into the game a little bit. He also threw an interception as well. So 5 interceptions off the back. And then Adam Hayden, who's supposed to be our star rusher, he ended up fumbling the football. We lost that fumble. So, I mean, and also not to mention, Apex Florals also lost a fumble. So it was not a good day at all today, although we did see Ty James get into the end zone, and then Charles Hansbrough, he did end up with multiple catches on the day as well, but really just not a good day for really anyone on our team. Looking at the defense real quick, we did see David Silva lead the team in tackles. He had 4 tackles, a TFL, and nothing else. Did we even get to this quarterback today? We did not get to the quarterback, and then we also didn't force any turnovers. So, I mean, it's really about me, like, getting better at the game. Because, I mean, I understand, like, blown out by Temple, cool. They're much better than we are. But being blown out by Tennessee State, I mean, we just got to get a lot better. And we got some things to work on ourselves. More so of us than, you know, the team. Because I think our team is capable of going to a bowl game. We might low-key be holding them back. But then we simulate through the remaining months, or the remaining games in October, and we go on a 3-game winning streak. We start on the road. We beat Southeast Missouri State 42-35, and doing so in emphatic fashion as well, seeing us score 28 unanswered points in the 4th quarter. We see Adam Hayden also go off there, 26 carries, 140 yards, and 3 touchdowns to help get us over the top and pull the upset, or at least shown as an upset at the time. And then we look good in our over 2 games as well. We've hosted Western Kentucky. We win big against them, win 37-14, and really take care of business in the first half so that we can chill in the second half. Langford actually went off in this one as well. 14 catches, 174 yards, and then also 2 touchdowns to go with it as well. So great performances there. And then to end the month of October, at least on the football side of things, we went on the road, play up against Eastern Illinois, and we win 38-35. That game did also go to overtime, and Silva was big in this one. 16 tackles, 3 TFLs, sack, forced fumble, forced recovery. A double overtime affair that helped gets us over the top. So now we're 5-4, even though we did get blown out quite a few times in our losses this year. We're still in a position to go to a bowl game at least for our first football season, and really can't complain about that, to be honest with you guys, given, you know, how we started this season out. But that's not the only thing that we got going on. We're starting to get to a point where we're getting close to, you know, seeing some verbals. And Greg Haston. Now, Greg Haston, he was not big on our prestige, and that I thought that would have held us back. But surprisingly, we are still in the thick of things. And, you know, we pitched our location to him as a guy that, you know, is a fellow Ohioan. And right now, we are a soft verbal for Greg Haston. That would be a big ad. 4-star player. State of Ohio wanted to lock that down. He does not have very high potential, though, so that might be a concern. But he does have excellent discipline, so I shouldn't have to worry about suspending him while he is here at Youngstown State. So that is something really positive that I do really like to see. But football is not the only sport that is going to be ready to be playing here. We also are right around the corner from our basketball team getting ready to go. Now, I know that the March Madness Legacy mod is currently out, but it's in its infancy right now, and it's not into the Horizon League yet. But I wanted to go a different direction. I'm in College Hoops 2K8, at least for the basketball portion of this series, because I love how deep this Dynasty is personally. Like, let me just go to like my targets. Not only can you go after high school seniors, but you can go after juniors, sophomores, even freshmen if you wanted to do that. So that's what I'm rocking with for College Hoops 2K8. Now, let's go ahead and meet the team real quick. So this is what our team is going to be looking like this upcoming season. Now, we got some dudes on this squad, at least in our starting lineup. We'll have Birdie Footlock, who is going to act as our starting center. I know he's listed as power forward, but he's a solid player. 70 overall. Can't really complain about him whatsoever. But he's not the only custom recruit on the team. We also have Caden Doman, who's going to be our starting point guard this upcoming season. We also have Chris Gentry, who you guys saw on the football field. He is also going to be playing on the basketball court as well. He's going to be one of the starters on this team. Another custom that we got is Cam Jones, who I believe also plays wide receiver. He's going to be playing at the point guard position. He's going to be the backup point guard. And then the other two customs, Jordan Andrews, who's a cornerback for the football team. He's also going to be on the bench playing that shooting guard position. Followed by Chris Ty, your starting quarterback. He is also on the basketball roster, but towards the bottom. Don't know if we'll see much of him, at least in the basketball portion of this series. One other person that I wanted to talk about real quick is Reese Stefano. He's number 34, the Virginia Beach, Virginia product. Could be somebody that, if he doesn't start, he's certainly going to be our sixth man. You know, has some good stuff. You know, 60 overall, 61 overall. That's not terrible. But that being said, we do have a little bit of recruiting to do. But we have a pretty nice coach that I want you guys to meet as well. So Andrew Kirby Jr. is actually going to be the head coach of the Youngstown State basketball team. Now, for those of you A little bit of backstory on this guy. He actually was in the NBA. He was an 8-time All-Star, 2-time MVP. Kind of career cut short by injuries, but he wanted to jump into coaching and has worked his way up to the coaching ranks to where this is actually his first head coaching job here at Youngstown State. Hopefully he's ready for it because we got some work to do. We're towards the bottom in the Horizon League, so it's going to be a little bit of a grind before we get ourselves into the NCAA tournament. Now, another thing that I think is really cool about College Hoops 2K8 is that there's also this season kickoff scrimmage. So we're going to play a little bit of Midnight Madness. I'll catch you guys out there on the floor. But before I do that, if you're enjoying the video, by the way, here in this AD Dynasty, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys on the hardwood as well for the Midnight Madness here on 2K8. Alright, man, so we are now here with some Midnight Madness action. As you guys can see right now, we do not have very many people in the stands whatsoever. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and change that here. We're going to change the future of this program. But the first thing we need to change that damn camera angle. I have never met a human being that has played on the broadcast camera. You know, we're on a 2K game. We got to switch that camera angle up to a 2K camera angle, man. So let's go ahead and jump into some of these Midnight Madness highlights as Jordan Andrews is going to get to the cup and he's going to draw a foul on the starting quarterback, Chris Ty, who's going to be playing that guard position for us this season. And here's the thing with you know, with these two sport athletes, man, if a player gets hurt or suspended in one sport, that will transition over to another sport, right? So like if Chris Ty ends up with like an ACL tear, then you know he's not going to be magically playing on like the basketball court, right? Like that's just not gonna happen. So something to make things a little bit interesting, you know, for those that do have a two-sport athlete in this series. As this thing is all knotted up at 2 is Parker. He's not accustomed, but look at this, our 3-point specialist coming up and making a dunk. Okay, my man got some hops after all. Okay, I like to see that. Nice little transition dunk right there, man. All knotted up at 4 as missing a close post hook. Footlock gets the rebound. Here comes Caden Doman as he's going to get it inside back to Parker. Parker into Chris Gentry. He lays it up and it's going to be good. He'll get his first couple of points in this one. And it's a 6-4 lead for the white team here at Midnight Madness. We'll see what this red team has in store for us. Trying to get it inside. Tight area. Cohen tried to lay it up, but it's no good. Parker leading the transition. He has an open lane and throws it down. And the red team has to call a timeout. Okay. So Parker, you know, he might be a little bit of an X factor this season, man. We have to see how he develops, as we will see Cam Jones also lay it up for the red squad. He plays wide receiver, a little bit undersized, but the brother is athletic, man. He can play some basketball for sure. So can Birdie Footlock. He is our tallest player that we have on the squad. Best player as well. He's going to be really important for us if we want to have any kind of success here in season 1 of our basketball program, as we get so many offensive rebounds. That's our 4th try. 5th try. Will that go in? No. 6th try? Yes, finally. It took us 6 tries to get it in the basket up close. Oh, that is so embarrassing. But we do eventually get it in there, man. I'm happy that we actually got 2 points out of it, because that would have been rough if we didn't get that. But Gentry's going to pull up for a jumper, and he actually is going to get himself fouled as well. He will end up making 1 of 2 free throws. But we're going in on the end of the first half. It's oh my! Birdie Footlock just got put on a poster by the guy from Lithuania. That is crazy, dude. Oh my, that brother's got some hops. Sheesh. Oh, we might not be very good this season, but we might have some highlights this year, man. It's going to be fun. We might suck, but it's going to be fun playing with this basketball squad. I can just feel it in my bones. And shoot, if we do end up doing something, man, like, I'm all for it. As we miss up close, that's what I'm talking about. And then Cohen gets a second chance. He misses again up close and finally gets it in on the third time. That's something that we do need to work on. Just our ability to put the ball in the basket, especially when we're in a half-court set. Now, I do want to try to be a little bit more up-tempo, but yeah, we'll see how that turns out. As Birdie Footlock, he's going to throw it down in transition. Nice job handling the basketball too, man. I like how he handles the ball. He could be somebody that could, get a little bit of a shot at the NBA. And speaking of the power forward, Footlock, going close to coast once again. He's going to lay it down once more. And we do have ourselves a 9-point lead here at Midnight Madness. But this red squad, man, they're starting to close it in a little bit. Now only down by 5. And now layup by McCade will make it just a 1-possession game. And nice job with the post presence. And it's still a close one here. 3-point game. We turn the ball over once again. And this thing could potentially be tied. But instead, Jordan Andrews is going to lay it up. Make it a 1-score game. Speaking of Jordan, he's going to lay it up once more. But he will miss the second time around. Caden, we're going to go coast to coast. He's attacking the basket and draws the foul on Shafino. And Caden Doman does end up making the 1 free throw. But still a very tight game here at Midnight Madness. But that's going to wrap things up here, man. We do end up winning Midnight Madness, technically 31-27. But let's go ahead and check on the stats for our guys. So we at least give ourselves a little bit of a feel for how our team is going to play. And honestly, I think it's going to be more predicated on generating defensive pressure, forcing missed shots, and then trying to get as much fast break opportunities as possible. Because when we were in the half-court offense, regardless of which team had it, we struggled to shoot the ball. We were 14 for 37 with our squad. They were 11 for 38. So, the shooting might not necessarily be there, but Footlock is going to be a guy, man. 12-10 in what was basically like just half a game. I really like what he brought to the table in terms of what our defensive intensity and our offensive intensity. We saw Gentry get some points, 5.6 rebounds. Caden Doman ended up with 3 points, 2 assists, and a steal, but did turn the ball over a couple times. Chris Ty, our shooting guard in this case, could be a nice defensive player. Ended up with 2 steals in this one. Also ended up with our only 3-pointer made, 5 points and 2 rebounds. And then Seymour ended up with 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal in this one. For the other team, they were led by Cam Jones, who ended up shooting 11 shots. He was 4 for 11, 1 for 7 from deep. Did end up, however, with 9 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, and 2 steals. So, could be a decent all-around player. Jordan Andrews, who was playing on the football team as well, ends up with 5 points and an assist and a rebound, but also turned the ball over 3 times. And then, some of these other players. Cohen could be decent, 6 points, 8 rebounds. Got some work that needs to be done. That's why it's important that we do recruit, but there's some players here that could help us, be setting up a decent core for the future of this program. So that's going to wrap things up here for this episode, but next time out, we will get into the month of November, and we're going to start with basically our basketball program being a sacrificial lamb. We got to go on the road in our basketball opener, taking on the number 3 team in America, UCLA. They are number 3, and they're going to give us a challenge, man. I don't know how it's going to go. I can't pull up their overalls for whatever reason, but we know that they're a lot better than we are. So, going to get some basketball action on the hardwood early on, and then we're also going to have the senior day on the gridiron, as well as maybe figure out what bowl game that we're going to go to if we do get invited to go to a bowl game for Youngstown State. So it's going to be a great episode. I hope you guys are ready for it. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed today's content, do me a favor and smash that like button. Hit subscribe as well if you have to be brand new. This is John Jake Gaming on the mic signing off, but I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.